All right, so today we're doing a little bit of a different haircut, essentially a burst fade. Um, he wants to grow the back out, so we're gonna roll that. We have it's a growth and process, so we're getting there. His beard, he also has a plan on that. He wants to braid it, so we're gonna leave that center. We're just gonna kind of blend in the sides a little bit, give him a good lineup. And you said you want braids on the top eventually too, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's get started. So what brings you here today, man? How do you find us?
I've been to your Riverside location.
Okay.
Had a really great experience. I'm over on this side of town now, and wanted to come use you guys. I had a really great experience over there. I know that the company does really good things. I know you guys do a great job.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, appreciate you coming in and doing the video and giving us a try.
Absolutely.
So how long would you say you roughly been coming to us? So you said about...
I've been coming to, probably almost a year now,
Wow.
off and on.
Okay. Wow. You been in Jacksonville for a while? Or?
For about a year. I moved to Jacksonville back in last November before last, so 22.
Oh, sweet. So this is actually a 1.5. So we're not doing a traditional burst fade where we start down to like skin. We're modifying it a little bit. So 1.5 is what we're gonna do to start. We're just gonna go around the ears, kind of like a circle. It's kind of like a faded mohawk. Patrick Mahomes has this. Yeah, pretty much what I have. So as soon as he said he's getting this haircut, I was like, all right, say no more.
Figure if the guy cutting my hair has that style, it must be worth something, right?
Yeah, that was like an interesting dilemma in the barber shop because sometimes people like want to go to the barbers that have good haircuts and like they didn't cut their own hair.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Cutting your own hair is pretty hard, especially like this haircut. It's you gotta, or even any fade we're going in the back. Have you ever tried cutting your own hair before?
No, I burned my own hair off. That was an interesting story, but can't say I've ever tried to cut it.
People charge for that, man. You see
Oh,
people
yeah,
they burn their hair.
Yeah, man.
a chemical burn or like a flame burn?
Flame burn. Trying to working with a fire, and I got a little bit too close. A big gust of wind came by, and my beard and hair caught fire. That was the haircut I didn't know I needed.
Oh gosh. Well.
Something about the smell of burning hair lingers.
Yeah, it happened to me, but with like propane on a grill, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I know what you're saying. My eyelashes got singed a little bit, so I smell.
Oh yeah, I had no eyelashes for probably 3 to 4 months.
Oh, it's one of those things. People are looking at you like something's off. I don't know what it is, but. All right. So one thing I like to do when I'm doing like, especially a haircut like a taper or a burst fade, we're only doing one side. I look at the mirror, so I try to copy the image I'm looking at over there. It's better than jumping back and forth. So just looking in the mirror, it's gonna be your best friend. Say this haircut can be done like, bottom to top, bottom to top or top to bottom. It's whatever you prefer. He's gonna leave most of this, so I'm just gonna pretty much blend right into what he has. So that was a 1.5 I have. I'm gonna jump to a 2.5, and I'm gonna really flick out. It's gonna save me a lot of work later on. It's not gonna give me a harsh line when I go to blend in.
Clippers are those?
These are the JRLs, pretty much. Only clipper I use, so if these break, I'll have a new pair tomorrow.
Oh, those other ones with this
They're the,
decoration?
yep, they're the old ones. Yep, the backups. Yeah, once I got these, I can't use any of those. I don't know. It's just I fell in love with these clippers. So it almost looks blended, but if you go in the light, it still needs a little bit of work. So we're just doing the main bulk of it right now. So we're really flicking out. Kind of using the shape of his head to help me flick out because, you know, his head starts to dip in right at that spot. So that's when I lift off.
Did you decide if we're blending it into the top? Or
No, we're going to actually, yeah, we're going to keep it disconnected. He also wants to braid the top. So, yeah, we're pretty much going to do very minimal work up there. Just maybe a light trim just to make it healthy again. The shape's already coming along. I'm going to close the lever now, so it's going to be a 2. And I'm going to kind of just go over it's a very faint line. Video might not pick it up, but just going to kind of listen for it too. You might be hearing it crunch a little bit. Go to the other side.
I think that took me like 2 years to learn from that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're using like the right guard, but you're just not using enough pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, so you just start pushing. Because I noticed you push down just a little bit harder, and it started cutting.
Yeah.
Or when I was newer at it, I just thought, like, why isn't this line coming out? And I realized I just had to push down a little harder.
Yeah, pressure is honestly something I'm realizing is a pretty big deal because it like when I was flicking up at the top, I want to keep very like light-handed on that part, or else I'm going to dig in, kind of like what you're saying you were trying to do. So kind of there's different situations I found that you need a heavier hand and actually want to do the opposite on. So this is clipper or comb. There's really no wrong way to do this. You can, if you have trouble doing it this way, you can actually go up and come out, and that might be easier for people that are starting out this method. But you want to go up, look for the short hairs that you already cut, and lift out a little bit, and then cut what's left. So that bottom part is your guide. You don't want to cut that, or else you're redoing the haircut. If I wouldn't have flicked out earlier, this step would have been twice as hard. So really just going out, keeping the angle, only getting that top bit of hair. So this side, you gotta kind of finesse it a little bit. Same idea, you want to keep that angle going out. Do you plan on braiding the back eventually?
Yeah, eventually I'm going to include it in with the top.
Cool. Okay, so we got that pretty much blended. We don't want it, we want to keep most of the weight back there, so now same for the other side. I can actually show you scissor over comb on this side. Same thing. If you're comfortable with shears, you could accomplish the same thing. I'll use a white comb. Sorry. I'm using a white comb because the hair's pretty dark, so you can see a lot easier. But you know, same idea. You want to go up until you don't see the bottom hairs anymore, and cut the top pieces. And you want to keep the comb traveling upwards when you're doing this. So this could be accomplished either method. You can actually just get the comb itself, and maybe the other comb would be better for this, but grab it and angle it out and cut it. Oh God.
You could do that.
Oh man. That's funny. So really just trying to blend this heavy line out. We're probably going to use some thinning shears, texture shears later on to get the rest of any faint line you see. If you're trying to learn how to do scissor over comb, a good way to start is using the thinning shears, because you really can't mess up with those unless you're chopping in the same spot over and over. So if I wanted to do that, grab the thinning shears. It just take a little bit longer, but same idea. Just one thing people will do often is they'll chop in the same spot. If you do that, you're going to create like a missing chunk. So you want to keep the comb moving and only cut whatever collects at the bottom. That's what you're aiming for. So pretty much blended on that side. Checking out both sides, making sure we're good. Okay, a little bit right there. All right. So just gonna detail it a little bit, a little more darkness I see, so just gonna go over that. Keep that circle shape if you can. So what made you choose this haircut? Do you see pictures? Or?
Honestly, just really getting into Norse mythology, stuff like that. I blame Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, honestly, I've seen somebody, same thing, somebody actually showed me a picture of one of the people on there, said he wanted a haircut. That's funny you said that. It's been popular recently.
Oh, it's a very popular game, I enjoy playing it, and recently did some ancestry and found out that I actually do have some Norse heritage, so I figured it would be nice to kind of do my hair like that, because I really like the style that they had.
Where did he move from?
What's that?
Where did he move from again?
Oh, I moved from Central Florida.
Okay, dude, I swear I had the same conversation a year ago.
Did you really?
He's like, I got my ancestors also. I found out I'm part, like, I had some Vikings in my family, and it was like exactly the same story you're saying.
That's crazy.
Maybe he's part of your ancestry tree.
Maybe.
Okay, so we're gonna take a break from the sides for now. We might work on it a little bit more later on. So we're actually gonna go to the top. Do you line the front up at all by any chance?
Yeah, typically round it up, basically clean up all the little baby hairs.
Okay.
And shape it up all the way around the face.
Absolutely. Is there a spot that's best for me to stand at, or is it just? Okay. Man, you got a lot of hair.
It's grown out pretty quick, considering it's only been maybe a year since I started letting the top grow.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm just gonna like nip the ends a little bit actually. 'Cause if you want to braid it, I think we should keep most of this here. But this will just kind of refreshen it, make it easier to comb. It won't feel as heavy. A lot of times, if you haven't had a haircut in a long time, the ends will split a little bit, and that actually will make your hair a lot harder to comb through. Like you're probably feeling it now, but
Yeah,
Just
I've noticed lately it's a little bit harder to comb through everything, and I feel like I'm pulling a lot more hair out when I comb it.
So a lot of things I suggest, actually, one of the main things I suggest is when you're cutting hair and you're going, this would be a horizontal going back, go the other way just to double check your work. Because a lot of times I see people or clients that sit in the chair and the hair's all choppy, and it's because they're not cross-checking their work. So I go the other way and I make sure it is still straight. I just make sure everything's even. You probably could. There's some beads in there. Captain Jack Sparrow.
There you go. Then you have to ask why the rum's always done.
You slick it back mainly, right?
Yeah, for the most part, I usually slick it back or just tie it back.
Okay. It's a little uneven on the when you pull it back. I think just the way it's your first haircut was, maybe the corners, but it, yeah.
Probably long enough to braid now.
Yeah, you're about there.
Yeah, I do. Usually I'll braid it up in a ponytail every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually I do want to do kind of like a flat braid across the top.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta find the time, and somebody that's willing to do it.
Well, there's a lot of places that could do it, definitely.
I'm pretty sure Kate at Riverside knows how to.
Oh.
You know, actually, Kate is the one who I normally use when I'm at Riverside. She offered to do it for me. I just, unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to go see her.
She could probably do that. But,
She always does a fantastic job for me when I go there.
I can do like a basic braid, but if you need like a tight, Viking braids, I don't know. It might look pretty Viking if I'm doing it.
Nothing wrong with that, though. Guarantee you do a better job than I can. Never realized how hard it was to try to braid down here until I started doing it and realized, nope, this is not for me.
Yeah, I don't know how my girlfriend does it. She just throws it up, does it like minute, just boom, French braid. I'm like, what?
Mine's the same way. I'm like, what sorcery is this?
Yeah, it's crazy.
your girlfriend's hair?
No. She just does not. She never gets a haircut. It's kind of wild. Maybe once a year she'll go get her haircut.
What about you, Jesse?
No, you saw my face. I have, but let's just say super long layers, face framing. Not really my cup of tea.
God forbid that you get it wrong, then you got to go home and listen to her complain about it.
I remember I was trying to give her a haircut. It was I think a a version of a shag. Let's just say it came out like a mullet, straight up. She had a Florida mullet. So.
What trimmers are you using right now?
These are the Babless trimmers, actually. I'd say they're probably one of the most popular in the market. They get really close. You just gotta be careful if you're a new barber, because you get a little too close sometimes. You gotta learn how to hold it. Actually, this might help some people. I had a client the other day asking me why he's getting cut on his trimmer. The big thing I guess no one really tells you is the blade that's sharp is the front blade. That's the part that's moving. If that's the part that touches you, that's gonna cut you. So this back part is kind of like a guard. And if that's gonna protect your skin. So as long as you're, if you're lining yourself up like this, you're gonna be fine. But as soon as you angle it like downwards, where that cutting blade is gonna touch your skin, that's probably what's happening. I see a lot of people do it. A lot of times you might leave a barbershop, you have red marks all over your neck. That's probably because they're dragging that cutting blade on you. So you have to just really watch that. Or honestly, the cutting blade could be past that guard. Maybe they might need to be adjusted.
So I was thinking, did he adjust his trimmer?
Do we have a video on that?
No, I don't think so.
It'd be one of those.
I mean, the client, did he adjust his trimmers too sharp?
Yeah, you can adjust it. Some of the ones you buy, like Walmart, they might not be as simple. I've had one that you really couldn't adjust. But for the most part, if you take it off, undo the 2 screws, this one is pretty simple. There's 2 more little screws, and you just loosen those, and it's you just align it.
I think with those, you don't even have to take it off.
Yeah, you can kind of, you could
okay.
just kind of put it in there. But for pretty much any other one, you're gonna have to probably take off. I'd say watch a video on it. Make sure you are setting up right so you don't cut yourself or cut somebody else. All right, so your beard, you want to blend it into your haircut. And did you say you don't mind taking in a little bit, or you want to keep most of it on the sides?
Oh no, take it in a little.
A little bit, okay,
yeah.
okay. Fading a beard is really easy, honestly. I see so many people just not fade it, and it really only takes a minute. So we know this is a 1.5. So you can get a 2 guard, or this guard's kind of this is a 1.5 guard. If you open it's a 2. But get a 2 guard and just go a little below that. I use like point to the ear to remember. So I stopped about like midway of that part. I go to the other side, and I do the same thing, about midway on that same part. And then I go to the next guard up. It's gonna be a 2.5. And I'm gonna go a little below it. You could do the whole side if you want. I'm just jumping back and forth to kind of show you. So a little below that. You get the idea. At this point, you use your judgment. You can use Clippper or comb to blend it in. Keep using guards. They'll give you slightly different effects. I'm gonna use one more guard. Use a 3. Using the bottom of the ear as a guide. Okay. Simple as that. Now this is the Babless Clipper. I'm using this one because the blade is more straight versus the JRL has a curved blade, which is for tapers and kind of that flick motion we're talking about. So this is great for like when you're making lines. Great for flat tops too. So when we're doing his beard, I'm actually gonna pick it out. Use a pick, use one of these combs, where we got. And it's gonna be some freehand. If you're not comfortable, you start with scissors. Don't cut your client's ears off.
I am rather attached to them, yes.
Yes. So, I go down with it, but you can go many different ways. You can go that way, this way. You can use two hands if you're a little nervous, kind of get some stability. Sometimes, depending on your angle, you know, you could put your pinky somewhere as a pivot. We might do that when we get underneath. But just go in stages. Don't go crazy right away. Or don't sneeze.
That ever happened to you before during a shave?
Oh yeah, it happened to me like last week. So I didn't sneeze, my client sneezed, and I pulled it away, and I was like, oh man, you almost got me. Or he almost got himself.
Could have been that.
Yeah, I always joke about that, and it happened, so. If you gotta sneeze, put your hand up and yell. So I'm combing it down, just seeing how it's laying after what I did. It's actually laying pretty good already. When you style your beard or comb it, you just comb it down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can tell there's a little bit of stragglers, but we got a pretty much good shape going, I would say.
So you like the fade blade better for shaping?
Yeah, that's just how I've always done it. Also, just for some reason, I've always gravitated towards the shape of this for freehand stuff. It's a lot easier of a grip versus the other one is like a really smooth cylinder. So I don't know if I trust that yet for this stuff, but it's still a great clipper for everything else. This one's got like grip tape on it. Cool. And you said you want to bring the mustache down a little bit too, right?
Yes.
Let me get on this side. So a lot of clipper or comb work. I'm just picking a good length, and then I'm going to use that length to for this part as a guide. It's all about following your guide. So it's looking pretty even. And carried it over here. I can see there's some short hairs here, some longer here. And get rid of that. Same over here. And this part, I like to connect the mustache to the beard. And I kind of pull the comb out as I pull the trimmer out. Get like a little bit of a connection. So I don't go straight down into it. I just make sure it has some type of transition. I don't know how to get this angle for you. So pull out like that. So. Yep. That's the part that gets in our mouth when we're eating. I'm only using about not even half the trimmer right now. I'm really focusing on using the edge of it. If you use the full thing, you're probably gonna cut a random chunk out. So when I'm doing this, I'm not afraid to use like his chin or his nose as a stability, just a little pivot. That's gonna, I mean, no one has a, I mean, you might, but steadiest hand in the world. Sometimes you gotta keep your hand, something touching his body just to keep your hand still. That'll help you a lot when if you're struggling keeping steady. This is the part you don't sneeze at. Sorry, shouldn't make you laugh.
It's dangerous having a funny barber, That point now.
Stone cold. All right.
As long as I'm not napping.
Do you line up the top of the mustache at all, or you leave that natural?
Typically I do line it up a
Little bit, okay.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, you have a good natural shave, so I would very minimal. So yeah, just do that. There you go. We gotta think of a name for this face. I never know what to call it. I just tell them, just do the face. Usually they know. Yeah. And relax your mouth. Okay. Cool. A lot of times, you know, people with big beards like this, you know, doesn't necessarily want the most defined, perfect edges like skinny mustache. You know, that's a look. Some people like it, but that's why I try to ask if they like it more full or not, because you know myself, I don't like it too thin. So just a light lineup goes a long way for these people. I had one barber just give me a chin strap once. Not what I want. But they're trying to preserve the fullness usually of the beard, so.
I don't think Viking has chin straps.
Yeah, I mean maybe.
I don't know too many that did.
All right. Go to the other side. Okay. Get hair off your face. All right, we're gonna lean you back and do the bottom part of your beard. All right, ready? Put your head back. You should feel the headrest a little bit to the left. Okay. When I put you back, you're gonna scoot back down a little bit naturally. Okay. All right. Actually, I'm gonna put you up just a little bit more. Right there.
He does line up the front, he said? He does line up the front?
Yeah, we're gonna probably do that at the end, but.
Yeah, if you can line up the eyebrows too, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Starting to look like Frida Kahlo.
So we're gonna do minimal down here just because I want to make sure your middle is the same as the front part because the braids. So, but we're gonna give you a good line at the bottom at least. And can you kind of tilt your head up more at the ceiling a little bit? Perfect.
What do you think of these capes?
What?
What do you think of these capes?
Actually, I like the material a lot. I've had different capes and the hair just doesn't, they don't fall off the cape, they just collect.
2 years old. And they look brand new.
But yeah, they held up really well then.
We got them from Illusion. The same one that I got your Eyebrow you have on.
Cool. Yeah, it's they made them pretty well.
I mean, there's some that have like some holes in them.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, after 2 years.
Yeah, one of the old shops does that. They bought like a pack on Amazon, and they fell apart after like 2 months. When you're lining it yourself up or even another person, just make sure their head is straight. Actually, can you scoot your body a little bit to the left? There you go. Go back. A lot of times if their head is turned just slightly, the whole line underneath actually appears off. That's why if you ever do your own line underneath, you're looking sideways in the mirror, and then you look at it after you're done, and it's all jacked out. That's probably why. Try to keep your head straight. You're doing good. Cool. Yeah, you got honestly a good natural line. Didn't have to do a lot. So we're gonna line you up with the razor. You ever get ingrowns or anything, or been pretty?
Not too much. No, every once in a blue moon I'll get one, but for the most part it stays pretty healthy.
That's good. Yeah, I can't use a razor on my neck. It's
I don't too often, but I mean I've used straight razor, safety razor, and all that on it, and I've never really had too many issues with razor burn or anything like that, which is nice.
It's awesome.
What do you recommend for guys that get raised bumps and ingrown hairs?
Well, I have a couple things I would say. I would say one, don't go against the grain. It's cutting it like really short. I'm going back a little bit.
Yep. And
your face might not be able to take that. So try going with the grain. That still doesn't help. They have different aftershave products, but I would suggest trying a moisturizer. That'll help the hair kind of break back out of the skin. If it does, what happens is the hair curls up below the skin, so that might help it break free. Another thing, actually in one of our videos, you might be stretching the skin too much. Stretching the skin, same idea with going against the grain. You're really just making that hair exposed and then cutting it, so that's just going to make it even worse. You do want to tighten your skin, just don't go crazy. Yeah, you have any other suggestions?
Use a sharp razor.
Yeah, sharp razor. Don't use kid scissors.
Don't press down too hard.
Yeah.
Shave less often. all that fails, use an electric shaver or
Yeah.
trimmer instead.
All right, I'm gonna grab you a hot towel, okay? All right, now let me know if it's too hot. I don't want to cook you. Is that too hot?
No, that's perfect.
Good? Okay. Don't lie to me for the video. Okay.
You work in the kitchen long enough, heat doesn't really affect you the same.
You're just the Human Torch now. It doesn't.
You stand in front of enough ovens,
Yeah.
you lose all sensitivity to heat.
Well, you did singe your face off.
I did, yeah. I think I
So-
just burned some nerves, you know.
All right.
What kind of razor are you using?
Razor blade is the Derby. I think they're the premiums. Yeah, I believe they're premiums. There's a professional and premiums. They're pretty similar, but I like these. I've always used them. Just what I'm comfortable with.
What about the holder? What kind of?
This is just
Facone?
Facun. I don't know. It's comfortable. Honestly, I went through a lot of razors, and this is what felt like a glove in my hand. The weight just feels great for me. It's honestly not the most expensive razor. I've bought in like $50 ones, and this one I liked way more for some reason. So find one that just fits your hand well. They all feel way different, the weight on them. Another thing you could do if you have ingrowns, try using a hot towel, putting like some water on a towel, wringing it out, putting it in the microwave actually for like 30 seconds or so. Get steamy and hot. It'll help kind of soften the hair and make your shave a lot easier. So definitely give that a try. Or come in here.
I noticed that when I shave after I get out of the shower, it's like way easier.
Yeah, no, for sure. Heat. I see a little bit on his mustache.
Definitely don't want to sneeze then.
All right.
Be like Olaf and Frozen. Oh look, I've been impaled.
You like the shave cream better than the gel?
Yes and no. I like it for the neck. I put a little bit on the cheeks because it is foamy and it's hard to see your line sometimes. So, but it's definitely. Can you put your head up a little bit? No. Look up at the ceiling more. There you go. It's definitely helpful to keep the hair soft after the hot towel. At least from me. It's more old school. It's what I learned. A little messy though. All right, turn your head to your right. Cool. Maybe you get on the left side?
I didn't know where you
No, you're good, I know.
It's really hard to get a good angle when people are shaving.
So I'm pulling away from the razor. Stretching the skin. I'm keeping the razor pretty flat. You don't want to be just straight down on the skin because I probably won't have to shave for a month if you do that. Turn your head to your left a little more. Okay, now back in the middle. Okay.
Backhand, reverse backhand technique there.
I think that is. There's a lot of ways of holding the razor. There's like, I don't know, is there like 10, something like that? Like backhand, reverse backhand, there's,
Strokes.
well, I remember there's a chart, I remember in barber school, and they showed you, and there was like 5 different ways you want to hold it.
Well, there's only 4. Well, it might have changed, but there's only like 4 hand positions.
Okay.
As far as like the strokes go, I think there's like 20. I think it's more of a guide rather
Yeah.
than a rule.
Yeah, you can't do every, like, those angles, like at all situations. They're not always going to be the same or work for you. Really got to change it up. And like, they also say like the direction on underneath, you want to go down at the part I went up, but sometimes their hair doesn't even grow that way. So you have to go the opposite.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't follow that strictly.
So honestly, I do suggest gel for this part, but I usually just wipe away like 90% of the lather. I want to see that line. He's got a good beard. Don't bring the line down.
You always wear gloves when you shave?
Yeah.
Preference?
Yeah, honestly, it sucks sometimes because you don't get as good of a grip on like their cheek, and it's more slippery because it's just wet, and then latex or nitrile, whatever this is, but it's just more, I don't know. I mean, it's easy. I don't have to wash my hands after. Just take the clothes off, you know. I don't got soap all over my hands. It's got a little peach fuzz I saw shining in the light.
Right, yeah. I know, so I was thinking like 5 times. That's like not very long.
Okay. Actually, okay, we're gonna go up. Ready? Okay.
Doing any enhancements?
Do you want to do any enhancements or?
What does that mean?
So it's kind of like a temporary, kind of like hair dye, but it's like lasts like a day. You know?
Nah.
Okay. I like to touch up the lineup when they're up, so you can look back and forth. Because this part is what everybody sees. At least what the client sees, what the front of their face. Gotta make it look perfect.
I mean, okay, as far as like properties go, I'm not even talking about. But I'm talking about like, okay,
Okay. And pick it up just a little bit.
yeah, I mean, I'm not really, like,
Hmm? Oh yeah.
Unfortunate like that. Yeah, my grandfather could never grow a beard either. He said it was because it was Native American heritage. But
Yeah, that's one of their little foil razors. Yes, it's a smaller one. A lot smaller than the full size. It's good for basically just that. Okay. Cool. We're gonna line up the front now. So bring it down a little bit. So for him, it's kind of sticking up a little bit in the front. So I might get like a 2 and just kind of knock it down a little bit. It might be a 1, but I always start a little bit longer. I'm going with the grain. Just trying to get some of that frizzy part off.
Makes it easier to line up, so
Is it what?
that makes it easier to line up, right?
Yeah, it's when it's all puffy, and yeah, that too. I feel like it holds the shape a lot better. I jump around a lot when I'm doing this. These corners are tricky because he gets kind of a lower fade, but at the same time, you don't want to cut those corners in too far. You want to have a good blend. So I have to blend this corner a little bit more. just so we can see the edge up. Bad lighting right here, I gotta go over. There you go. Grab the white comb again. This side grows a little different for you. Mine does the same thing. It's like I just have a barber that completely brings in one side.
Oh.
It's like everyone's hair grows a little different.
Can't make it too easy on you, I guess.
Oh no, you're all good. That's what we do with all day. Part of the job. Okay, thinning shoes. Looking much better. Okay. Ideally, you want to use shave gel for this part. He's just got good smooth skin, so honestly, it's not a problem for him. He doesn't need to, as long as you're gentle. Okay. Do you have any idea when you're gonna get your braids put in?
Actually, probably this weekend.
Oh, cool.
haircut in today because they're going to be putting braids on this weekend. But
All right. Just about done. And then you said the eyebrows too, right?
yes, please.
Okay, are you thinking about some of the bushiness taken off, or you just like want them lined up?
More or less just lined up.
Okay.
They're not too bushy yet, but the unibrow is forming.
Okay, gotcha. You want to get on the right side? I'll readjust.
Yeah.
Get going.
There's probably going to be a little bit of a line because I have a scar in there. So.
Oh, you're good. I try to use the dry skin that you're seeing, or just the fuzz that's creating the line as a guide on both sides, and try to leave it so you can match the two sides, if that makes sense. Okay, make it actually. And I can take the eyebrows like more in more if you want. I just did like very minimal.
Yeah, that should be good, honestly.
Okay. Look up the back of your neck. Okay. You said V it out, right? Okay. Okay. So eventually, when he grows this out, he might not be Ving it, just because he's gonna be braiding it too. So, is this hairstyle just something kind of you're figuring out as you go, or is this just, do you have a plan for the back?
Kind of just figuring out as I go. I should have started going out the back when I grew out the top, but
Yeah.
a while back I decided I was going to shave off the back and basically have a completely shaved except for the top. And then a few months later I decided to start growing out the back, and the back just hasn't caught up yet.
Mm-hmm. You could always color them too. You ever thought about doing that? I mean, that's not so Viking, but
What's that now?
I said you could always color the braids too. You might not look like a Viking, you might look like a rapper, but might be pretty cool.
I considered that, but that would be kind of cool.
Bleach them, put some different colors in it.
I'm actually potentially putting some extensions in it that have black to silver transition. So
That'd be cool.
if I get that done, I'll be sure to come by.
Take some pictures and tag us in them.
For sure, yeah.
This part he wears it's just kind of a longer look, so it's gonna look a little different depending on how it lays. But just try to do your best. I comb it both directions. That way, if it ever goes to the left, then it still kind of has a V, or to the right. But this part over time will kind of disappear. That's what's happening to mine. All right, I'm happy with that. Okay. Gotta be one. Honestly, I thought I just grabbed it by accident, but he's getting an extra big treatment for it.
Hey, that's alright.
When we first opened, that's why I called it House of Shapes. That was the only towels we had, because I was like, I just want to do shapes.
Yeah.
Quickly realized haircuts were where it's at.
Okay.
The only towels we had were the big ones.
Oh boy.
We go through them pretty fast.
Yeah.
Next time.
Well, I know you guys have grown quite a bit since when you guys first started. It's really popular. I hear a lot of my customers actually over in Lincoln tell me that they like you guys.
Cool.
So
Good to hear.
definitely nice to hear word of mouth, you know.
Appreciate that. We're doing something right then.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's part of life, I think, learning and growing as we go.
Yeah, the business, the key is you gotta learn before you run out of money.
That's true. That is the hard part.
more little spots real quick. But how are we looking?
I'm really digging it, man.
Sweet. I think you're gonna like the back a lot. It transitions really well into the back, and I think the grow out process is gonna be good.
That's awesome.
I'm excited to see how it turns out the next few months.
Most definitely. I'll definitely be coming back by from now on for my haircuts.
Appreciate it, man. How you doing? Got the eyebrows, got the beard. How's the beard look, by the way? I don't think you really get a good chance to look at it. I had you spin it around the whole time.
Beard looks phenomenal, man. I love that it's, it's cleaned up, it's slimmed down a little bit, but it's still full.
Yeah.
And the lines are crisp, which is awesome.
So we mainly, like I said, just did the sides, but I didn't bring them in too crazy because honestly, I think keeping just a little bit of weight on the sides actually seemed to blend really well into your, like the middle. And I think the middle actually already has that round shape. So I was telling you, I don't know if it's gonna look so round. And I think it kind of just worked out.
It kinda did, yeah.
Mustache, is that a good length for you?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Perfect. It's still nice and full.
Yeah.
I don't have a pencil stash, but at the same time, I don't have to worry about hair getting in my mouth when I'm trying to play saxophone.
Awesome. And I did a very light lineup in the front. It doesn't look like you get anything crazy, but if you want me to go back anymore, I can.
No,
I would just very minimal.
That looks perfect, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me show you the back too. Just gonna come this to the side so you can actually see the back. Okay. Now here's the back.
That transitions really nicely.
That's good. So you still have that. Still have like a good amount of fullness back there, and I think it's going to connect well. Are you trying to connect this eventually? Like have this be one leg?
Yeah, eventually.
That's going to look sick.
Yeah.
That's going to look awesome. You said it took a year?
Yeah, it's been about a year since I started growing out the top.
You got to start with that biotin, man. I want to see this soon.
Oh yeah, man.
All right. Cool. Is there anything else we're missing?
No, I think that's it. It looks amazing.
Awesome. Cool. Well, if you're happy, I'm happy. Do you want any beard oil or any hair products or anything?
Yeah, a little beard oil.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Just something like a little shine, or you want a little bit of a hold?
A little bit of shine.
Okay, cool. I'll see who has it. Okay, might have it over here. Shaper. Yeah, so I'm gonna use the Manscaper. This is one we actually carry. Really good product. Good shine, very light hold. Gets the flyaways away, especially if you live in Florida, the humidity. You're gonna appreciate this product.
Working outside,
yeah.
I'm out in the elements, so anything to keep a little bit of a hold is nice.
Yeah, it's just very minimal though. It's not like you're gonna feel like wax or anything in your beard.
Right.
It's just very subtle. If you ever want like a good hold, you're going out, going skydiving, you can actually throw some hair products in your beard. We have some hair spackle. Actually, you could throw that in your beard too. That'll give it more of a.
Do you go skydiving very often?
I can't say I do. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been.
In case you do.
Although I will say with that storm that came through the other day, it felt like I was skydiving because that wind was whipping.
Anything in the top at all? Or are you just gonna kind of rock it natural, just go back with it?
Well, what would you recommend? I will take your best judgment on that.
Honestly, the stuff we talked about before. I like the hair spackle, adds good texture. It's high hold, I'll show you the camera. High hold, matte finish. It's good for like texture if you don't want to look like you have like a wet look or anything like that. Brand new tin. Actually, never mind. Not brand new. Just a little bit, about a pea size. You see how much that was, just a pea. So it might be a little bit too much. This stuff will last you a while. It honestly almost looks like it's one length when you put product in it. It just kind of flows.
Yeah, it does. It
Flows in the back. Cool, man. Well, I think we're all set. I appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely.
Being a little video for us. Hopefully, hopefully those braids they go in nicely soon. I'm excited to see them.
Absolutely.
Awesome.